Halina mga bata, tayo nang mag-aral. Sa math walang maiiwan. Matsayang mat-aral, tayo nang matuto upang ika'y umasenso. Maging matyaga, maging matalino, halina't mat-aral na tayo. Maging matyaga, maging matalino, halina't mat-aral na tayo. Halina mat-aral na tayo. Halina, 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 mat-aral na tayo.
Good morning and mabuhay, mga batang mandunong. And of course, sa lahat ng mga batang nakatutok sa aming Facebook account at YouTube channel, kasama ng inyong mga magulang at kapwa ko guro. Welcome to our second week, Project SOAR, or series of online academic reviews of mathematics for grade learning materials. I am Ryan J.C. Verbo, modulator for second week Project SOAR. Before anything else, I would like to acknowledge our education leaders from SDO Mandaluyong. Of course, our very dynamic, energetic, and full of wisdom Schools Division Superintendent Dr. Romela M. Cruz, Sese. Good morning, ma'am. Our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent Dr. Aurelio G. Alfonso, Sir Aga. Good morning po. Our Chief Education Program Supervisor for Curriculum Implementation Division, Dr. Aline G. Mendoza. Good morning, ma'am. To our SGOD Chief Education Program Supervisor, the very mega, Mrs. Emma G. Arubio. Good morning, ma'am. And of course, sa aming macho guapito na Education Program Supervisor ng Mathematics, Sir Resty Redelas. Good morning po sa inyong lahat. And ngayong week na to, we have prepared review lessons intended for second week using learning materials ng Clyde. And I hope mag-enjoy kayo ulit katulad ng pag-enjoy ninyo sa Project SOAR na ibinahagi namin sa inyo last week. Okay? So, grade 7, handa na ba kayo? Kung handa na kayo, ihanda na ninyo ang module ninyo, ang papel at ang ballpen ninyo. Okay? Ipapakilala ko sa inyo ang magiging review teacher ninyo para sa grade 7 mathematics. Okay? Now, he is a teacher 1 from Highway Hills Integrated School, a module writer, Clyde module validator, an MTOP certified trainer din siya. Mga bata, let us all welcome Mr. Marvin G. Frilles. Sir Marvin, good luck po sa inyo.
Thank you, sir, for the introduction. Once again, welcome po sa Project SOAR by Mathematics Team of the City of Mandaluyong. It is a series of online academic reviews of mathematics grade learning modules. This morning, we will be reviewing the second week of module for Mathematics 7. So let us have first the module 2A, using Venn diagrams to represent sets and subsets. Our objective for this review is to use Venn diagrams to represent sets and subsets. Let us first define what is Venn diagrams. Venn diagrams are very useful in showing the relationships between sets. In this study, we will be using different figures. The first figure is a rectangle, which is used to represent universal set. And the second figure that we will be using is a circle, which is used to represent set or subsets. Let us have example number 1. Draw a Venn diagram to show the relationship between the following groups of sets. Set A with elements 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Set B with elements 4 and 5. So the first thing we have to do is to create a universal set. Again, the universal set is a rectangle, and let us label it with U. Then, we have two sets in here, set A and set B. So that means we will be using two circles. But if you notice, the elements in set B, which is 4 and 5, is also part of set A. So that means the circle to be used in set B is a part of the circle in set A. Ayan, ganyan po yung drawing natin. And then, let us now put all the elements. So let's start with 1. So ang 1 is located in A, set A. So ayan. And then 2 is also located in set A. And then 3 is also located in set A. Then yung 4 and 5, we will be placing it inside the set B. So if you notice, 4 and 5 is part of B, but it's also part of A. Okay, let's have the second example. Draw a Venn diagram to show the relationships between the following groups of sets. So set U, which is the universal sets, are the sets of the letters of the word COVID. Set A, C, O, and set B, O, V, I. So again, the first thing that we have to do is to create a rectangle for our universal set and label it with U. So again, in this particular example, there are two sets. So we will be using two circles again. But if you notice, in set A and set B, there are common elements. So O. So the circles that we will be forming is a coinciding circles. Ganito po yan. Ayan. And then let us label the first circle as set A and the second circle as set B. Then let us try now to put the elements starting with C. So ang C is located in set A only. Ayan. Then O, if you notice, O is the common element of A and B. So we will be putting O in the middle part of the figure of the two circles A and B. Ayan, gitna, because it's a common element or intersection. Next is B. So where are we going to put the B? So if you notice, the B is located in set B. Set B, so ilalagay natin sa set B. And also, yung I. So letter I is also in set B only. Then, meron pa tayong letter D. So ang letter D cannot be found in set E, and it cannot be also found in set B. Pero it is located in the set U or the universal set. So ibig sabihin, ang D, we will be placing it doon sa rectangle. Ayan. Ilagay na natin sa rectangle. Okay, so let's practice. This is taken from your module 2A. So direction. Draw a Venn diagram to show the relationships between the following pairs of set. So, ang A natin, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. At ang B natin ay 4, 5, 6. So, again, gagawa tayo ulit ng universal set, which is rectangle, and then label it with U for the universal set. So, again, in this example, we have two sets. Set A and set B. Then if you notice, si A and then B are coinciding kasi they have common elements 4, 5, and 6. And so pwede rin natin gawin si B is inside sa A or it could be also like this. Okay, pero ito yung pinaka common na ginagawa natin. We always use we always use coinciding circle. Para doon sa coinciding part, nilalagay natin yung intersection. So let us start putting all the elements starting from 2. So yung 2 is located sa set A only. So ilalagay lang natin yung 2 doon sa A na part. Ayan. Then 3, so the same, nasa A na part lang. Then yung 4, 5, and 6, if you notice, so it's also a part of A and a part of B. So we will be putting them in the middle part of the two circles, doon sa coinciding part. Ayan. So that is now the Venn diagram of the given sets. Okay, so in your Let's Connect in module 2A, so we have the direction. Label the Venn diagram to show the relationships between the following groups of sets. So meron tayong set O, counting numbers less than or equal to 5. Pag sinabi natin counting numbers, so these are natural numbers equal to 5. So that means it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then set B is 4 and 5. Set E is 2 and 3. And meron pa tayong set Y, 6, 7. Okay, and then there's also a given figure. So we will be putting all these elements inside the given figures. So first, let us copy first the figure. So start tayo doon sa 1. Okay, so sabi natin ang 1 can only be found in set O. So set O natin is rectangle. So we can place 1 doon mismo sa rectangle. The next ay 2. So yung 2 can be found in set E. So ilalagay natin yun sa loob ng set E, yung diamond. And then number 3, yung element 3, so the same din sa number 2, so we have to place it doon sa diamond. Then 4, ilalagay natin yung 4 doon mismo sa set B. Ayan, which is the circle. And also pati yung 5. So kung napapansin nyo, tama yan. Kasi may yung set O natin, which is the universal set, is comprises of counting numbers less than or equal to 5. Ayan, nasa loob pa rin ng rectangle ang 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And for the set Y, 6 and 7, so we will be putting these elements doon sa triangle. Okay, so that is now the correct answer. Okay, let's have now the test yourself for module 2A. So direction, place the elements in the respective sets in the diagram based on the following elements assigned to each set. So may given Venn diagram and meron tayong tatlong sets, set X, Y, and Z. So first things first, so kopyahin natin ulit ang given Venn diagram. And then, let us try to put now all the elements starting from letter A. So ang letter A, if you notice, nasa set X lang siya. Okay, so ibig sabihin, dun lang siya sa rectangle na part. Ayan. Also, pati rin yung B and then C. Ayan. Pero yung D and E, if you notice, nasa set siya ng X and at the same time, it's also located in set Y. So ilalagay natin yan sa intersection ng set X and then set Y. Okay? Yung intersection ng rectangle and circle. So doon natin ilalagay ang D and E. Yan. Sumunod ay ang F. So ang F, it can only be found in set Y. So ilalagay lang natin yan doon sa circle only na part. Ayan. Then yung G, if you notice, it can be found in set Y and at the same time in set Z. So intersection yan. So ibig sabihin, ilalagay natin yan doon sa coinciding part ng circle and triangle. Ayan. And the last letter, which is H, so it can only be found in set Z. So ilalagay lang natin ang H doon sa Z na part lang. Ayan, so that's the answer for the test yourself in Module 2A. Okay, so second module na tayo, Module 2B, using Venn diagram to represent set operation. So the objective of this review is to use Venn diagrams to represent set operations. So in here, we have 4 set operations. The first one is the union of sets. It's like combining all the sets together. And then intersection of sets, it's finding the common element. And then complement of a set, para siyang complement, parang the opposite of the given elements. And then difference of 2 sets, so para lang siyang subtraction. Okay, so para mas maintindihan, let us have the first example. So given the following, so we have the universal set, Sigrok, Angela, Gushon, Hanabi, and Harley. And for our set A, we have Gushon and Harley. And for our set B, we have Gushon, Hanabi, and Angela. So use Venn diagram to represent A union B. Okay, so the first thing that we have to do and B. Pero it's in set U, so nasa labas lang siya ng dalawang circles. Ayan. Followed by Angela. Si Angela can be found in set B only. So, ayan. Sa set B lang siya. And then si Gushon, if you notice, we can find Gushon in both set A and set B. So, ibig sabihin, we have to place Gushon in the middle part of the 2 circles. Then the next is Hanabi. Si Hanabi can be found in set B. So ilalagay natin siya kasama ni Angela. And then si Harley naman, so if you notice, matatagpuan siya sa set A only. Ayan. Pero ang concern natin lang dito is A union B. So lahat lang ng elements na makikita natin sa A at B, so yun lang dapat ang ating sagot. So, we need to remove Grok. So, that is now the Venn diagram and the operation A union B. So, ang sagot natin dyan is sina Harley, Gushon, Hanabi, and Angela. Okay, let's have the second example. So, the same given pa rin, but this time, we are asked to represent A intersection B. So again, pag sinabi natin intersection, so we are looking for the common elements. So the same pa rin ng solution, kagaya kanina. So we have to make use of a Venn diagram. Yan yung Venn diagram niya. So meron tayong 2 circles pa rin, pero this time, yung shaded part is the intersection only. Kasi yun lang yung concern natin. The intersection. Okay, so if we place again all the elements, ayan. So si Harley, nandun pa rin siya sa A only. Si Gushon, nasa A and B. And then Hanabi and Angela, nasa B only. At si Grok, nasa universal set lang. But then we are only asked to find the intersection of A and B. So the common element of A and B is si Gushon. So that's why we need to remove everything except Gushon. So, ayan. So, that is now the figure the representation for A intersection B. And the answer for A intersection B is Gaussian. Okay, let's have the third example. So, the same pa rin ang given natin kagaya kanina, but this time we are asked to find the A complement. So, yung apostrophe na yan, that is the symbol for complement. So, the same pa rin, we have to show the Venn diagram. So, ganito yan. Pag sinabi natin A complement, everything should be shaded except A. So, parang opposite ni A. So, yan. So, again, let us put all the elements again. The same pa rin ang kanina. But this time, sabi dito, we have to find all the elements except doon sa A. So, yung nasa A natin ay si Harley and Gaussian. So, we need to take out yan, yung dalawa. So, ang matitira na lang ay sina Hanabi, Angela, and Grock. And that is now the answer for the complement of A. Sina Grock, Angela, and Hanabi. Okay, let's have the example number 4. So, the same pa rin ang given natin, but this time, we are asked to find the difference of A and B. So, that's A minus B. So, solution natin is ganyan. Pag sinabi natin A minus B, ibig sabihin, we have to shade everything in A except yung part ng intersection niya. So, parang mina-minus lang natin yung B na part. So, ayan. So, parang lang siyang moon. Okay. So, if we are going to place again the elements, ayan. So, hindi ko na sinama si Grock. Kasi nasa labas lang naman siya. So, eto yung mga elements natin. Si A, we have Harley, Gaussian. Tapos yung B natin, we have Gaussian, Hanabi, and Angela. But it says here, A minus B. So, tatanggalin natin ang mga elements ni B. And let's see kung ano yung matitira sa set A. So, we have to remove Hanabi, Angela, and Gaussian. So, yung natira na lang ay si Harley. So, A minus B, the answer is Harley. Okay. Let us have now the test yourself. Sabi dito, shade the Venn diagram on the right to show the set operation, the intersection of the complement of A and the complement of B. Okay, so first, let us have first the figure. And so that is the answer. Kasi pag sinabi natin A complement, ibig sabihin everything except A. Tapos yung B naman is everything should be shaded except the B. So yung magiging intersection nun or common part is yung nasa labas ng dalawang circle. So that is the solution. Okay, let's connect in module 2B. So direction, given the Venn diagram on the right, find the corresponding set operation of the shaded part. So, ayan, may given tayo and we need to find only the operation that is used to find the shaded part. So, if you notice, yung shaded part natin dyan is the common element or the intersection of A and B. So, ang sagot natin is simply A intersection B. Yan, ganyan lang kadali ang module natin. Okay, let's take the challenge. So, direction, place the elements in the proper locations in the Venn diagram. So, we have the following given. So, una, copy muna natin yung mga figure. So, ayan, meron tayong set A, set B, and set C. Now, if you have 3 sets, so ganito na yung magiging figure niya. Yung drawing natin pag meron tayong tatlong sets. Tatlong coinciding sets. Para nakikita pa rin natin yung pinaka intersection, the middlemost part. Ayan. So, sabi dyan, ang universal natin ay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then, set A natin, 2, 4, 6. Set B natin ay 1, 2, 3, 6. And set C natin ay 2, 3, 5. So, let's start putting all the elements of the universal set. So, start tayo sa 1. So, ang 1, makikita natin sa set B, only. So, ilagay lang natin yun sa B part, only. Ayan. Ang 2, if you notice, makikita siya sa set A, makikita din siya sa set B, and also we can find 2 in set C. So, ibig sabihin, ilalagay natin to doon sa part na intersection ng set A, B, and C, doon sa pinakagitna. Ayan. Next, yung 3. So, yung 3, it can be found in set B and then set C. So, doon siya sa intersection ng set B and C. Ayun, medyo sa baba ng 2. Ayan. Next ay ang 4. So, ang 4 can only be found in set A. So, doon lang siya sa A only part. Next, 5. So, ang 5 can be found in set C only. Ayan, so lagay natin. And then, yung 6 can be found in A and B. So, sa intersection siya ng A and B. So, dun siya sa taas ng 2. Okay? Ayan. So, that is now the figure of the problem. Okay, let's solve the test yourself. So, identify the elements of the required sets from the Venn diagram. So, dito, binigay na yung Venn diagram and at the same time, the elements. So, all we just have to do is to identify. So, first natin is yung A. So, ang A, tingnan natin yung circle ng A. So, if you notice, the elements in set A, makikita natin dyan ay 1, 3, 4, 8. So, that's the answer, 1, 3, 4, 8. Next, A union B. So, pag sinabi natin union, lahat ng elements ni A, idadagdag natin sa elements ni B. So, yung dalawang circle, which is the A and B, so yun yung sagot. So, the elements are 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8. So, ayan. So, hindi kasama yung 2 and 6 kasi yung 2 and 6 nasa set C yun. So, hindi sila kabilang doon sa set A or set B. Next, B intersection C. So, number 3, hinahanap yung intersection, the common element. So, hanapin mo yung part na magkapareho or the intersection of B and C. So, yung intersection ng B and C is 4 and 7. Ayan. So, 4, 7 yung correct answer. And for the last number 4, A intersection B intersection C. So, ibig sabihin nito, hanapin natin yung pinaka-intersection ng tatlong element. So, tatlong sets. So, ang pinaka-intersection nila is 4. So, the answer is 4. Okay, so that's it for 2B. Let us now have the last module for the second week, the module 2C. Solving word problems involving Venn diagrams and set operations. So, objectives natin dito is to solve problems involving sets with the use of Venn diagrams and, of course, to apply set operations in solving variety of word problems. Okay, so example muna tayo. Number 1, a group of 25 high school students were asked whether they use either Facebook or Twitter or both. So 15 of these students use Facebook and 12 use Twitter. So A, how many are using Facebook only? B, how many are using Twitter only? And C, how many uses both social networking site? So in this particular problem, it's better to use a Venn diagram for us to show the relationships between these sets. So, gawa tayo ng Venn diagram. So, dalawang set yan kasi we are talking about Facebook and Twitter. So, let us label the first circle as Facebook and the second circle as Twitter. Then, when we are dealing with problems in sets, we always start in the middlemost part. Okay? The intersection, yung pinakagitna ng Facebook and Twitter. So, ibig sabihin pinakagitna, yung gumagamit ng Facebook and Twitter. Now, let us go back again sa question natin. So, sabi dito, meron tayong 15 na gumagamit ng Facebook and then 12 who are using Twitter. So, if we are going to add it, we have 15 plus 12, that's equal to 27. Okay, so 27. Pero, yung sinorvey lang na students is only 25. So, that means merong dalawa. So, we have to subtract. 27 minus 25 is 2. So, yung dalawa na yon na estudyante, so they are the intersection. Sila yung bata na gumagamit ng Facebook at ng Twitter. So, we have to place it in the middle. Ayan. And then, we can find now the number of students who are using Facebook only. So, sabi dito, 15 of these students use Facebook. So, meron na tayong dalawa. Ayan, meron na tayong dalawa which is gumamit siya ng Facebook at Twitter. So, para malaman natin yung Facebook only, so we have to subtract 15 minus 2. So, that's 13. And to find also the Twitter, ayan, yung Twitter natin is 12. So, may dalawa na rin tayo. Eto. So, ibig sabihin, 12 minus 2. So, yung gumagamit lang ng Twitter only, ayan, wala silang Facebook, ay 10 lang. Then, let us all add together. 13 plus 2 is 15. 15 plus 10 is 25. O, ayan. So, 25 na sila. And then, since nagawa na natin yung Venn diagram, then we can answer now the question. How many are using Facebook only? So, yung only lang. Ito yon. So, 13 students. How many are using Twitter only? Ayan, eto, 10. And how many uses both social networking sites? Ayan, 2. Ayan. So, ayan, sagutan na natin. So, easy lang siya. Okay, so let's have that. Let's practice in your module 2C. Solve the problem. Zena asked 121 coffee drinkers whether they like cream or sugar in their coffee. So according to the Venn diagram on the right, how many like cream, sugar but not cream, cream and sugar, cream or sugar? So in this particular example, binigay na yung given. Meron tayong Venn diagram. Ayan. So cream. So, cream, ito yung circle ng cream. Ayan. So, i-plus lang natin yan. So, that's 16 plus 20. So, that's 36. So, 36 coffee drinkers. How many like sugar but not cream? Sugar, ito yung sugar but not cream. So, ito may cream tong 20. So, hindi kasali yung 20. So, ito lang yon. Okay, 85 coffee drinkers. Next, cream and sugar. So take note, kapag nabasa natin ang and, it means intersection. Intersection ng cream and sugar. So intersection, eto yon, yung pinakagitna, the common element. So there are 20 coffee drinkers. Cream or sugar. So pag sinabi natin or, yun yun. So yun yun, eto, lahat ng elements sa cream at lahat din ng elements sa sugar. So we have to add 16 plus 20 plus 85. So that will equal to 121 coffee drinkers. Okay, let's have the next. Let's connect. Okay, direction, solve the given problem. Among 70 kids in Barangay Poblacion, 53 like eating Jollibee, while 42 like eating in Mang Inasal. How many like eating in Mang Inasal only, in Jollibee only, both in Jollibee and Mang Inasal? So, eto, gagawan muna natin ng Venn diagram. Okay, ayan. So, dalawa ulit ang subsets natin kasi we have Jollibee and Mang Inasal. So, label muna natin. The first circle para sa Jollibee, and the second circle para sa Mang Inasal. So again, kagaya kanina, hanapin natin, dito tayo mag-start sa intersection, pinakagitna. So ipa-plus lang natin yung mga Jollibee and Mang Inasal. So 53 plus 42, so that's 95. Pero yung sinorvey lang ay 70. So ibig sabihin 90 minus 70, so merong 25. So 25 yung bata na gumagamit. Na kumakain doon mismo sa Jollibee at sa Mang Inasal. So 25 yung intersection niya. And then pwede na tayong mag-minus dito. So mahanap na natin si Jollibee. So that's 53 minus 25. So the answer is 28. Also, we can also find the Mang Inasal only by subtracting 25 from 42. Ayan, kasi 42 yung kumakain ng Mang Inasal. So, bawasan natin ng 25 kasi may Jollibee yun. So, yung Mang Inasal only is 17. Okay? Tapos, we have to add them all together. 70 yan. So, for letter A, how many like eating Mang Inasal? So, 17. Ito yun. In Jollibee, so that's 28. And both in Jollibee and Mang Inasal, ito yung intersection. So, 25 kids. So, ganyan lang kadali ang solving problem dito sa sets natin. Okay, let's take the challenge. So, in here, we have to complete the Venn diagram on the right to find the answer to the problem. So, tatlo ang subsets natin dito. We have the TikTok, vlogs, and YouTube. Tapos may mga nilagay na elements. So let us read the problem first. A class advisor surveys 35 of her students on the kind of activities they have been doing during the COVID-19 pandemic. Vlog. So, ayan, nakalagay na yan kanina, given na. So, ayan na, 4 plus 1 is 5. Then next ay 8 watch YouTube. So, ito yung circle ng YouTube. So, 8 daw yan. So, if you notice, meron na tayong 3, 1, 1. So, that's 5. So, 8 daw dito. So, 3 na lang ilalagay natin. Ayan. So, 3 are using only YouTube. Walang ibang activity. Next ay 12 ang vlogger. So, dito yun. This is the set for vlogs. So, if you notice, meron ng 4, 1, and 1. So, that's 6 students na nagbablog. Pero sabi doon, there are 12. So, ibig sabihin, 12 minus 6. Okay, 6 na lang. Ayan. Tapos, 15 do TikTok. Ayan, so ito yung TikTok. Check natin kung 15 yan. So 7 plus 3 plus 1 plus 4. Correct? That's 15. Pero, we still have to find how many students have none of these activities. So before that, i-plus muna natin yung mga students na to. So 7 plus 3 ay 10. Ito 10. Then ito another 10. So that's 20. Plus 3 plus 1 plus 1. That's 25. So 25 lahat ang students dito. Pero ang sinurvey dyan ay 35. 25 pa lang yung dito. So there are still 10 missing. So dito natin yun ilalagay sa labas. Ayan. 10. So ang sagot natin dito sa question, how many students have none of these activities? Ayan, 10. Wala silang activities. Okay, let's take the challenge. So, refer to the given Venn diagram on the right and answer the following questions below. So, eto medyo madali kasi meron ng Venn diagram. All we just have to do is to answer the question. So, how many are members of the Math and English? So, and, pag sinabing and ulit, it means intersection ng Math and English. So, Math, English. So, eto yon 4 plus 1, we just have to add, yan ang intersection nila. So, that's 5 students. Next, how many are members of Math and the Science Club? So, Math, Science. Ito ulit yun. Math and Science. Yan, intersection ng Math and Science. So, 1 plus 2 equals 3 students. Next, letter C. How many are in the Science Club or in the English Club? When we say or, it means union. So, we have to count all elements in Science Club, then add it with all the elements in English Club. So, bilangin muna natin yung Science. Ito yung Science. So, 6 plus 2 plus 1 plus 3. So, that's 12. And then, sa English, ito. So, 4 and then 8. Nabilang na kasi natin to eh. Okay, so that's equal to 24 students. Next, how many are members of the English Club but not of the Science Club? Ayun, so difference to. Ibig sabihin, students who are taking English, okay, but not Science. So, ito may Science to. Okay? So, hindi ito kasali. So, ito lang. 4 plus 8. Sila yung mga taking English only but not Science. Okay, so 12 students. Next. Are there more members of the Math Club than that of the English Club? So, malalaman natin yan by counting all the elements in Math. So, ito yon 7 plus 2 plus 1 plus 4. So, that's 14 for Math. Tapos, for the English Club, ito yung English naman, sa set ng English. We have 8 plus 4, so 12, plus 1 plus 3, so 16. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, mas marami ang English. So, are there more members of the Math? Okay, no. Okay, last. How many members are there in the 3 clubs? So, ito yon 3 clubs. So, we have to count all the elements and add it all. Ayan, lahat yan. 7, 2, plus 6, 4, 1, 3, and then 8. So, if we add them all together, so it's equal to 31 students. Okay. Okay. That's all for today's review for the second week of module. I hope na may natutunan kayo sa panonood and pakikinig ng video ito. So once again, I'm Marvin Frilles from Frilles Integrated School. So thank you again and God bless us all.